Hey guys, how you doing? Dr. Nis Kasab here. I'm back with my buddy Phil. We're over here at Triforce MMA and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And today what I wanted to teach you guys was another closed guard technique, something that I use very frequently. It's actually going to be a guillotine from the closed guard position and how we're going to get there. So I'm going to use my buddy Phil here. All right. So now, oftentimes whenever you're dealing with an opponent here in the closed guard, your opponent has two options. He can start bringing his body weight forward on you a little bit, but then that's really going to make it easy for me to start stuffing him down and moving his arms around and angling out, right? And things are going to start looking pretty ugly here for Phil. And now Phil has a second option, in my opinion, the better of the two options. He's going to sit up nice and straight, and when he's sitting up nice and straight, it's kind of hard for me to start like reaching over and really pulling the guy down. In this scenario, I find it best as the guy playing the closed guard to sit up on my opponent. So I'm going to start looking to do things like this, where I kind of hip heist up a little bit and I start looking for my basic sweeps, okay? So a classic one from this position is going to be a hip bump sweep, where I come up and I toss my opponent over, and now I'm in the mount. So I'm going to count on my opponent posting here. So Phil, come on up. So Phil is going to posture up pretty high from this point, and now he's going to make it miserable for me to start trying to pull him down. So what I need to do is sit up on this guy. In order to start sitting up on him, what I actually like to do is angle out and put a frame across his shoulders just like this. Because now I'm going to start pushing Phil away, and Phil is most likely going to try pushing back into me, which is exactly what I want. Now that he's pushing into my frame, I'm going to open my guard. And now that I've opened my guard, I put in what we call the kickstand here at Triforce. I learned that directly from the head coach here, Peter Jeffrey, using the kickstand to sit up and reach around and get this arm. And I'm over here and I'm on this arm. Now that I'm on this arm, I can start to push, but Phil's going to post. And I expect him to post from this position. Luckily for me, I can start setting up other attacks. There are kimuras I can start looking at from here, but today I want to look at a guillotine. I'm simply going to take the arm that we had up over the back of his tricep, and I'm going to move it over his head. Now here's the trick. When you go to sit back, you really want to pull your opponent down hard. So my butt is floating in the air right now. I'm going to shoot my butt back a couple of feet as I go backwards like this. So I'm almost pulling my opponent down. Now that I have Phil pulled down, it actually opens up his chin because his body is going like this, because he's nervous about falling down to the mat. Now that I have his chin opened up, I have his head, below my shoulders. I can lock up this guillotine here, shoot my hand all the way through, put in the high elbow, and close up my guard for a nice finish. Awesome, so let's back it up. I'm going to show it one more time, and then I'm going to show it at a little bit of a faster rate here. So we're in the closed guard scenario. I'm having a hard time pulling Phil down. He's getting a little annoying on me. So oftentimes, usually from here, I'll just open up the guard. But every now and again, I like to sit up on my opponent because it's scary for them. It's almost like they're reeling in a big fish, okay? So I'm going to open up my guard, put my kickstand in, and reach up over the top and try to hip bump this guy. Phil is going to post his hand down. When he posts his hand down, I'm going to take that same arm that I put over Phil's left arm, and I'm going to wrap it around his head and shoot my butt back a couple of feet. Okay? So now that I'm here in this position, Phil's chin has opened up. I can shoot my hand a little bit deeper, start to close up my guard, and circle for a nice strong guillotine finish. One more time here, guys. Grappling with my buddy, he postures up because he doesn't want to deal with it, so I'm going to put in my frame. He's most likely going to push into me. When he does, I open up, I get him to post, and I shoot back. Now that I shoot back, pretty easy for me to finish up my guillotine. All right, guys, Dr. Nis Kasab here, Triforce MMA and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, my good friend Phil. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace!